Hey, I'm Brian Van.
I'm Max Van.
And today we're going to break down the all-new Alpinestars GP Tech V4 one-piece race suit. Okay, the all-new GP Tech V4 retails for $1999.95 as of the time we're shooting this video. Please understand we never update for pricing changes, only the product itself has been completely redesigned. This is Alpinestars' first Tech Air 10 compatible. Even though many other suits can be used with a Tech Air 10, this is the first one they designed to be used exclusively with the Tech Air 10, as it offers a pocket right here for the LED panel that is part of the Tech Air 10. If you want more information on that Tech Air 10 airbag system, please refer to our Tech Air 10 video. We break that thing down for you really good and even show it being deployed on Max.
Yes.
Right?
For sure.
It was pretty cool. So, sizing. Max is 5 feet 11 inches tall.
Yeah, and 152 pounds with...
152 pounds. What is your waist?
Like probably like a 27.
Like a 27, so. And he is wearing a size 48 Euro. Underneath this, he has on a size small Tech Air 10 airbag vest. If you want to go ahead and give him a nice 360. How would you rate the fit?
So to be honest, I mean, the fit of the suit's amazing. As soon as I put it on, you can definitely tell that they made the sizing for the Tech Air 10. A lot more room in the chest because, you know, the airbag up here definitely need a little bit of extra, comfort, a little bit of extra room. The legs feel great, honestly. Really comfortable suit overall.
And you said that it actually felt a little less bulky in the knee area.
In the knee and definitely right around the legs.
Than your Racing Absolute and your GP Tech V4.
It feels a lot less bulky, that's for sure.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So this suit could also be used with a Tech Air 5 vest if you want to do that. The availability on the Tech Air 10 has not been amazing. That's something Alpinestars is working on sorting out right now, but as of the moment in time we're shooting this video, if you hadn't already gotten one, well, there aren't any right now. We're hoping that is going to change relatively soon, okay? This is not Tech Air Race compatible. There is no mechanism to attach it to the suit. There's no way to run an LED panel, so very important you understand. Tech Air 10 compatible, Tech Air 5 compatible, and that would be it in terms of airbags. You would also be able to run this suit using a standalone back protector or even a chest protector if you were not going to utilize any of the airbag options that are commercially available at this point and compatible with this suit on the market. He normally wears, with his Tech Air Race, a 48 Euro in the GP Tech V3, as well as the Alpinestars Racing Absolute. When you compare the fit between the two, say with the Tech Air 10 in this and your other stuff with the Tech Air Race, what do you think?
I mean, it's honestly all really similar, but I will say definitely the Tech Air 10 is a big difference. But in the legs, again, like I said, it does not feel as bulky. It feels like it's not that they, just a little bit more room, I think, everywhere in my opinion. The Racing Absolute with the Tech Air 10, definitely around the chest. I was wearing it at Road Atlanta, on setup day to try to break it in, and it honestly felt really tight around the neck, but as soon as I put this thing on, it definitely was a huge improvement.
A little more optimized for it.
A little more room.
Okay, fair enough. Putting the suit on with the Tech Air 10.
Well, putting this suit on with the Tech Air 10, even with the Racing Absolute, it's difficult for me because, I literally, this is my first time ever wearing this suit. So just putting it on, of course, I need a little bit of his help.
I just think it's important to share that.
Just to get it over the shoulder, but other than that, I was able to get it on, without an issue.
Because the Tech Air 10 incorporates that built-in undersuit, I think it makes putting the suits on, to be fair, it's probably a little bit more difficult.
Yes.
Is it horrible? No, it wasn't horrible. I had to help you a little bit.
A little bit.
And once I got it sorted out for you and got it up on the back, you were able to just get the rest done all by yourself.
For sure.
And we were good to go.
But
for those of you out there that are going to run this or another suit with a Tech Air 10, I think it's reasonable to say that you're probably going to notice a little more effort is required to get the suit on up front. Perhaps when it breaks in, that's going to alleviate a little bit.
No doubt, that's for sure.
So focusing on features and benefits. This suit, like its predecessor, the GP Tech V3, uses a combination of materials. We've got kangaroo hide used in the real non-impact areas where you can get away with the thinner, more pliable material, and cowhide. This one also incorporates a little bit of their new matrix fabric, which is like think of it as a very technical mesh that's abrasion and tear resistant, much more so than other types of mesh, but free flows there. They use a little bit of that. We'll point that out as we go through the first segment. In the second segment, when I have the suit off, have it all torn apart, we'll really dial in on all the different materials that are used. Something else that they've done with this one, as with the previous version, is you can kind of see this crosshatch pattern right there. There is Kevlar bonded here, and if you want to turn to the side, bud, here in the seat, look at that. You can see all that crosshatch. You have a little experience with that. How well does that hold up on the ground?
To be honest, so last weekend, as you guys know, or a couple weekends ago, I got into a really bad accident. Not really bad, but I slid on the ground for a little while.
Long time.
Little while at a high rate of speed at Laguna Seca. And honestly, when I was sliding on the ground, I could think about it. I was like, oh man, my butt. I felt like it was on fire. And I got up and I started running, and I just I looked at my butt and I touched it and I said, wow, there's no hole in there. I thought it was gonna be worn through because my butt was so hot. But
because you were on the pavement
for a while,
forever,
for a
like
while.
It was a very long time.
I was spinning around like a top in a circle. But I got up and there's no hole or anything, and I was really surprised by that.
It just got hot because you were sliding.
Yeah,
it's the abrasion.
It's the Kevlar. It really honestly absorbs the heat. Even with my gloves, if I get into an accident, it absorbs the heat, but it holds up really well. It's gonna get real hot, but
actually, you misspoke a little bit. It holds up against the abrasion, and the abrasion generates heat. The bottom line is, it didn't wear through, and he doesn't have a hole in his ass.
No.
Right?
Yeah, and there was no hole in the suit either, which was
it's pretty epic, and you were on the ground for a long time. So my point being, in these impact zones where they're bonding that Kevlar, that makes a real difference. I love to see that. A lot of perforation here in the abdomen, segmented perf up here. All this stretch fabric that you see here, this is going to flow air freely. So, and adding the airbag, as we both know, it adds a little bit of heat.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit hotter,
But that protection?
That protection,
is it worth it?
Definitely worth it.
How much worth it?
100%.
How many times have we had yours repacked, buddy? Do you remember?
It's probably my 10th time now.
I don't think it's 10 times, but let's just, the
airbag
airbag technology
works.
Times. Yeah, I think you've had at least 10 deployments.
Yes.
So we have more stretch fabric down here. It comes up into the hip area. It's all used on the inside of the legs, the back of the legs a little bit. Integrated shoulder slider. Underneath that is CE Level 1 armor. It's a new profile they're using. Has a lot of coverage. Comes down to about here.
Feels really nice.
Extends up to about here. Feels nice. We have CE Level 1 race level armor in the elbow and forearm. Replaceable elbow sliders. This also really helps to protect the elbow. There's a lot of just material and protection in that area. Here is some of your matrix fabric in the underarm area out of the impact zone. That is to help keep the rider cooler and more comfortable. Stretch fabric here. We've got a large leather stretch fabric. I believe this is a kangaroo patch here. Segmented perf. This is drink bag compatible. There is a pass-through right here. It's a hollow race hump. Stretch fabric all up here around the neck. That is to help manage airbag deployments. Large stretch panel here at the waist. Multiple layers of leather and Kevlar in the seat. You can see down here in the calves, and this is an area that Max usually has trouble with. Down here in the calves, they have now incorporated stretch fabric in an accordion panel instead of offering that an expansion zip. It was funny when he first went to zip it up. He's like, dude, I don't know. I usually need to have the zipper open.
No, and then, after a while,
got them both zipped.
After I got it going, it was really easy, so worked out well.
Got them both zipped, which was a positive for sure. Knee cup is stitched in, integrated, large motion panel here. Replaceable knee sliders. There's some matrix fabric here, some matrix fabric on the inside of the leg here, out of the impact and abrasion zone. They're just trying to keep the rider cooler at every spot possible, right? Using areas where they wouldn't normally before. They're doing that now because they want to offset a little bit of the additional layering that's added with the airbag. Adding the airbag, bottom line, simply is going to add a little heat.
It's going to be warmer.
It has CE Level 1 armor in the hip area. So to recap the armor complement, CE Level 1, shoulder, elbow, forearm, hip, as well as knee and shin. One of the questions we get very often is, hey man, can I just take the shoulder armor out of my suit because I'm going to race with the airbag?
Yeah. And
what is the answer to that?
I would say definitely keep the shoulder armor inside.
You always keep the shoulder armor in because you have had crashes too where you went down and the airbag didn't pop,
Yeah.
because the algorithm decided you didn't need it. What you're going to want in that instance for sure,
Is definitely shoulder armor.
without a question, armor on the shoulder.
Yeah.
All right, dude, do you have anything else to add?
Well, to be honest, putting on the suit or doing this video, I was really excited to give it a go. The suit would definitely be a great buy. It fits great and honestly looks sick. Looks super sweet.
You've been hanging out with Corbo way too long, dude.
Of course I have.
Too many weekends with Corbo.
But all in all, hopefully sometime soon, maybe throughout the summer or throughout the rest of the season, I'll be able to test this suit with the Tech Air 10 and give it a go, and I'll let you guys know how it goes.
If you want a little more information, stay tuned for the second part. We're going to get this thing off, take it apart, and give you a close look from the inside out. All right, the Alpinestars GP Tech V4 one-piece race suit from the inside out. This suit includes a fully removable, washable inner liner, right? They stopped this one right at the knee area, okay? So the rest of the liner is kind of built into the lower half of the leg. We'll show you that in the as we go a little deeper into the segment of the video. You got a little Velcro panel here that kind of attaches down there inside the leg. Another panel that goes down towards the lower, the ankle area, okay? But the majority of the lower leg stops right at the knee. This kind of Velcro's in there, right around the zipper area. Got some of the 3D fabric here. The spacer stuff helps to maintain a pocket of air in that area to help keep the rider cool, calm, and collected. Armor that is included. This is our ventilated race hump. There is a provision in here to allow for a pass-through for a drink bag. If you want to slide that in this hollowed-out channel, you're able to do that, right? Pop the hose for the drink bag right through, run it to your helmet, however you're set up, and you are ready to rock. Armor that is included with the suit. CE Level 1 BioFlex armor in the hip area. You can see right here at the right on the hip. That is the good stuff. It's that cellular design that kind of collapses against itself at the moment of impact to help reduce the blow. In the rest of the suit, we see the stuff that we're used to seeing for the most part from Alpinestars traditionally. This is their race level CE level 1 armor for the knee and shin. You can see this is pretty robust stuff. It's got a medium density outer shell. It's got some foam on the inside. Very effective. I've crash tested that stuff myself. I can tell you right now, Max has crash tested it many times and it works. Elbow and forearm piece. This is a new Nucleon CE Level 1 piece for the shoulder, and you can see what it is here. It's just more coverage area that they've blended into this suit. Always evolving as Alpinestars, and so they've come up with some new stuff to offer more coverage in the shoulder area. Focusing on the shell of the suit itself, this is Max's size. It's a 48 Euro, so I don't know if you just noticed that, but this is like nothing. Okay, this is super light. As stated previously, this uses a combination of many materials. We have kangaroo leather, which is thin and lightweight. We have Kevlar. We have cowhide, which is going to be used in the real impact zones, right? Back of this, arms of the suit typically. Those are the spots where you're going to have a lot of contact on the ground. The cow usually holds up a little bit better. So they try to blend the kangaroo into the places where it makes sense, use the cowhide in the areas where it makes sense. And then it is fortified with Kevlar, right? We have a lot of experience now over the last few years with this style of construction, and I got to tell you, the stuff holds up. Max had a big slide in a racing absolute at Laguna Seca, took a fast crash. He was on the pavement sliding on his backside for a long time, a very long time. It did not make it through the seat, right? And it's in this area here where you've got the Kevlar and stuff. It just worked fantastic. He said it got real hot, but there was no abrasion. So the bottom line is what they're doing is working. Back of the suit, we've got a stretch panel up here across the neck, goes into the shoulders, down into the race hump. There's your pass through for that drink bag. Very large leather stretch panel. Starts up here at the collarbone area, comes all the way down to the waist. Large motion panel here done in leather that spans from hip to hip. The seat of the suit, we have multiple layers of leather, and we have an integrated tailbone protector stitched inside. You can kind of see that crosshatch pattern right there. That is the Kevlar that's bonded right to, I believe in that area, I think that is kangaroo. I don't have the material breakdown sheet for this, but I'm pretty sure this is kangaroo here with that Kevlar on the backside. In the knee area, See a Kevlar reinforcement to help protect that stitch. That stuff is proven effective. We've got our technical stretch fabric here that is both breathable and abrasion resistant. That's used all throughout the lower leg and the crotch. Instead of having the expansion zipper, they're using an expansion panel in the stretch fabric. You can see here on the back of the leg, there's some of that matrix material. This is like a very technical mesh that flows a ton of air. It's really abrasion and tear resistant. Pretty cool to see them blending that into other suits now. Front of the suit. Like we showed you earlier, there's your Tech Air 10, right? The unobtainable at this moment. They're going to get that sorted out though. Tech Air 10 race vest. There's a little pocket here. You open that up, you slide it in so that way your Bluetooth LED panel is visible while you're riding or racing on the racetrack. You can see here in the arm, replaceable elbow sliders, heavy pre-curve. They don't need to use a motion panel here because look at the pre-curve on that sleeve. This suit is designed to be in the racing position way more than it ever would be in the standing position. You can see here in the elbow forearm, all that crosshatch you see underneath there, that is going to be the Kevlar that's bonded right to the leather. Cool screen printing detail. There is another Kevlar patch that is used to protect that very vulnerable seam in the elbow area. A little memory foam there to help enhance protection in the shoulder area. External shoulder slider and protector. This works in conjunction with the armor underneath as well as the airbag, assuming you're going to use one to really provide a tremendous amount of protection in that area. Get to the front of the suit. We've got large perforated panel here, segmented perf up here. All the stretch fabric you see here, that's all going to flow air freely to aid in cooling once you have the suit on. The stretch fabric comes all the way up into the hip area to increase mobility. Segmented perforation here in the upper thigh. A little more perf right here above the knee. Look at the pre-curve on that knee as well. Motion panel here. Knee cup that's molded. That works in conjunction with the knee armor underneath the suit. More of the matrix fabric here just to make the suit a little bit lighter and more breathable in that particular area. Little matrix panel here on the inside of the knee itself. All the zippers in the arms and in the legs, those are going to be locking zippers. See if we can give you a little bit of a look from the inside out and maybe give you an idea of where some of that Kevlar is used. You know, it's hard to see it. Let's see if the drop. There we go. I think I can kind of get under there a little bit. Can you see the leather, or I'm sorry, the yellow panel underneath? That is bonded right to the leather. In the seat of the suit, and this is what most manufacturers are going to do, it's like a drop seat. It's stitched in certain areas and other areas at the bottom. It's just left loose. That allows the layers to kind of move semi-independently of one another as needed so it doesn't become too bound up in that particular area. But there is a lot of protection built into this race suit in this area as well as the seat. Those are prime slide areas. And then of course, like we spoke about earlier here in the elbow and forearm, that's a prime contact area. Having this elbow slider here, even if you don't corner low enough to drag this, in the event of a crash, that can really help to protect the rider and the suit from wearing through, because that plastic stuff is really, really resilient when it comes to sliding on the pavement. All in all, I think I've covered this pretty well. Still, odds are there will be questions. If you have questions, leave those in the comment section of this video. Answer all that stuff myself, and I'm always here to make sure you choose the right gear for your next drive.